Okay, now this is just a quick test here. I'm not real good at this. I never have been. I've made a few videos. Nobody commented. Nobody bothered to watch them. The few that tried to watch them were either out of the viewing range or whatever. But this is my own little rant and response to Mario's video. He got me thinking about a lot of things. So yeah, my hair's a little fucked up at the moment because I just got back from changing clothes and I'm gonna put my shirt on over my hair. It fucks my hair up. But anyway, I'll start with movies I've seen that I actually enjoyed lately. Cause I don't usually go to the show to see a movie unless I think it's worth the price of the ticket. Usually it's $8 because usually it's a 3D movie when I do go see it. So there is that. Okay, the first I'll say about the new Harry Potter movie, or my friends and I call him Harry Pothead. It's just kind of stuck because they don't like Harry Potter. As far as the 3D goes, it was quite enjoyable. I mean, granted, there were a few parts where the 3D was a little overdone. I felt, and maybe some of the CGI effects could have been a little better. But the movie itself it's probably one of the better ones. There probably could have been a little more character development between certain characters, which I won't mention. I recently saw Final Destination 5. I just saw that yesterday. I enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. In fact, my mom, who usually likes gory movies and stuff like that, she couldn't finish her popcorn because the movie was just so gory and bloody and whatnot. And she watches the Saw movies, but yeah, anyway, it was enjoyable. It's worth the price of the $8 ticket, but it's not one that I'll buy on DVD or Blu-ray or anything like that. But it was definitely good, and the 3D effects were used pretty decently, for the most part, anyway. Now, I will say this. I'm going to start this rant off with remakes, since Mario brought it up, and I commented on his thing about it. Yes, Hollywood is getting a little bit absurd with their remakes, especially recently with all the remakes that have come out. And I can't really think of any off the top of my head exactly, but I will name a few that are coming out that I know have been confirmed. Jaws 3D, which just basically is going to be just a remake of the original Jaws, and will have Chris Rock in it, which it's going to fail if it has him in it because it'll try to be a comedy, and Jaws is not meant to be a comedy. Anyway, they're remaking Short Circuit, which I'm not happy about that personally because I'm a fan of the Short Circuit franchise. They're remaking It and Rocky Horror Picture Show. Come on, people. Hollywood, leave Tim Curry's legacy alone. Anything dealing with Tim Curry, don't bother remaking it, please. It's fine as it is, at least in my opinion. They are remaking RoboCop, and it's going to be CGI, which I'll get to that rant in a minute because I agree with most of everything Mario said about that. They're remaking... Oh, crap, I can't think of the name of it. They're remaking The Langoliers, or at least there's plans to remake it at some point soon. They are remaking Evil Dead. Bruce Campbell did confirm that he will return as Ash, but it's going to be a reboot or remake, kind of like what they did with Evil Dead 2, where it was basically ignored the first movie and yet retold it at the same time. But it basically ignored the first movie and went from the second movie to the third movie. That's basically kind of what it's going to be like. Bruce Campbell did confirm that they are doing this and it is being made. They're also considering remaking... I know they're remaking Child's Play, first of all, on that note. And I'm not real happy about that, personally. I know Brad Dourif will return as the voice of Chucky. At least fans will have that they're doing that, I guess, just to please the fans. So at least there'll be that. I'm not real happy because I've seen some of the designs of the new Chucky doll, and while it is a little bit more scarier and edgier than the original did what it did because it had that innocent feel, but at the same time there was a sinister force behind it. This new one, you see that doll and you're like, yep, that's fucking evil. But yeah, they are also going to remake the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies. At least the first one. They're going to put it in 3D and release it in theaters. Personally, my thoughts on that is I think it could use it. I mean, like Mario said, last Chainsaw Massacre movie they made, other than the beginning one, I mean, last actual sequel they made, Leatherface in a dress. Enough said. Yeah. Anyway, then there's the, I heard, I can't confirm this, but I've read and rumors and heard that they are planning to reboot the Silence of the Lambs franchise. I have a feeling if they decide to do that they'd either better get it right or prepare for a shitstorm of trouble from fans. I know they're remaking the shitty Dragon Ball Z based movie, and I'll get to that rant in a minute too, about video game based movies and anime based movies. That ends my rant on remakes. I mean, my message to Hollywood is stop fucking making remakes. We don't need any more. We don't want any more. Granted, I will agree with some people that there are some movies that do need or could use a remake. Like the Godzilla movie that's being remade. That actually needed it after what Emmerich did to it, for God's sakes. So things like that, you know. But things like, and they're remaking Dirty Dancing. I mean, come on, you don't fuck with Patrick Swayze's movies. Come on. It's bad enough they're remaking Red Dawn, but they gotta go and remake Dirty Dancing also? Come on, that's a classic movie, people. You don't fuck with shit like that. I don't know. My opinion on that is the remakes just, they don't work, plain and simple. Sometimes, very rarely, but sometimes they will work out and they'll make a lot of money and people will like them and they'll praise them. But I mean, like with the Batman franchise, I mean, look what Nolan did with that. I mean, he turned it around, took a franchise that had basically had died after Batman and Robin and revived it and turned it into a popular franchise again. But still, you can't do that with everything. I mean, and my thoughts on the new Superman, I'm not really going to go into detail on that because I'm kind of saving judgment until I actually see a trailer on it before I actually judge it. But judging from the costume and the pictures they've released, it looks like it might be a decent movie. I mean, it's like Jeremy said when he reviewed the pictures of it a while back, or recently rather. I mean, that picture just kind of looks badass. It's like he's smashing a bank vault, and it's like credit problems. Kal-El does not approve, or something like that. I don't know. Let's see what else. I'm not into politics or anything like that, so I can't really rant about that like Mario did, because I'm not really I don't keep up with news and politics and all that stuff. Okay, let's just go into video game prices in general. I'll talk about that. Video games to me have gone up in both value and also have gone downhill depending on which game franchise or type that you're looking at. I mean, with the Modern Warfare franchise, it's gone up in popularity since it was first released. I'm not a big fan of that franchise myself. I mean, I like fighting games like Dragon Ball Z fighting games, the Budokai games, Tekken, Mortal Kombat, one of my favorites, King of Fighters, things like that. I've always been better at those kind of games. Things that I can basically, and I know I'm going to get murdered by most gamers out there if I say this, but things I can button mash my way through. And Mortal Kombat especially, because I can button mash my way through that game most of the time. But yeah, I just like games like that. I don't like first-person style games because I get confused with that, especially when I'm trying to play a two-player mode. It splits off into two maps, and I get confused as hell. And it's like, what? Wait, I'm on that side? You know what? And it's like, yeah. But anyway, the prices, I'll say some prices games are actually worth it. Like the Mortal Kombat, the new one when it came out, it was $60. It's still $60 at Walmart. Unless you find it on eBay or Amazon or maybe in a pawn shop. Like I found one in a pawn shop I almost bought today. It was like $15. Practically brand new. But some of the games are not worth that high of a price, $60. I mean, like a lot of the games, I will wait until they hit the $20 shelf before I even so much as look at them to see if there's any good, see if they're any good. Other than that, I usually wait until a friend, because most of the time, most of my friends will go out and they'll buy a game right when it comes out, like Halo, for instance. I hate Halo, but I do like watching my friends play games like that, because it's always fun to watch them screw up or get killed or whatever, and then they'll sit there and they'll cuss at the screen. But some of the prices they charge for these games are just not worth it. The game is not good enough. There's not enough downloadable content released for them when they first come out to warrant buying that game. Like for Mortal Kombat, right now, if it had just come out today, with the new downloadable content that's out now for it, if it had been released today, I'd go out and buy the pay the $60 for it because of the Freddy Krueger download. I mean, it's Freddy Krueger. I mean, come on, it's badass. Granted, it's the new 2010 Freddy Krueger, but supposedly you can get an alternate costume, but I don't know about that. That's not confirmed. What else? The price of DVDs. I agree with most of what Mario said on that. I mean, who wants to pay $20 for a basic DVD that only comes with like a trailer and maybe one or two extra features, whereas the 2-disc bonus combo pack or whatever that comes with Blu-ray and all that is $30, and it comes with all this other stuff like commentaries, deleted scenes, some of them come with like special little stickers that come in the package, and little fancy box and everything. It's like, what the fuck? What are we paying for the fucking box? I mean, seriously. To me, that's fucking bullshit. It's unnecessary, completely unnecessary. Let's see what else. I'd have to actually look at Mario's video and I ought to do what he does and write this shit down. That's it for my rant on remakes for right now and video games. I'll have to go back and write some of this stuff down and rant on it. Look for part 2. Not that anybody's listening. I can pretty much say whatever the fuck I wanted and nobody pay attention because nobody bothers to even comment on my videos, much less see them. But yeah, that's it for now. See how this turned out.